Hi, welcome to Pandorastarot. This is a reading for the sign of Taurus for the year 2016. It's a very general reading for the entire year, so please check your rising, check your moon sign, because I will give you more information, okay? So you are able to anticipate a bit the energies that will be available to you. But let's start, Taurus, with this reading. This is a year for you to be focused on partnerships and on relationships, because you have in the focus of your year the Two of Cups. This is a card that symbolizes the coming together of soulmates, the union. This could be also, given that this is a general reading, it could be also related to, say, you find a job that you realize is the place where you need to be. You find a home or a city, a town where you realize, well, this is my home, this is where I need to be. Or you find someone with whom you start a partner and you realize, that you feel like you know this person, you believe is your soulmate. Now, like I think I've said it before, but please keep in mind that soulmates doesn't mean that they're meant to stay in our lives forever. It means that we have to learn something from that person, and that person has to learn something from us. And maybe when we learn those lessons, we separate. Okay, so don't take the commercial reading of what a soulmate is. Okay, but going back to this, focus of your year will be analyzing the situations, whether it's analyzing your current relationships or finding a new partner. Okay, in the center of the reading, you have the actual couple. You have the card that represents you, Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Wands. Now, this doesn't really, for those of you who are women and they're Taurus, the gender of this is just what it's in the card. In this general readings doesn't really apply. But we have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands represents the fire signs. Okay, so Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. I personally think this is, if you are single and you find a partner in the year 2016, this could be very much someone in the sign of Leo, or someone related to all feline things, because you have many symbols of that. You have lions here, you have a cat here, and there's another lion here. Okay, so here, I hope you can see it. So it's very much related to that. But going back to the characteristics of the Queen of Wands, this is someone who works behind the stage. Okay, this is someone who knows how to multitask. She or he handles many things at the same time, and she's not even perceived as the person who manages everything. Okay, I always say that the best analogy for this card is that type of woman who she makes sure that her kids are ready and they have the all stuff ready for school, and she takes them to sports and to play dates, and she makes sure her husband has everything in place and all the clothes ready to go to work, and she works herself, and maybe she studies at the same time, or she's taking a class, something like that, and she makes all those things work. And for other people it's like, how do you manage to do all of that? Or beyond that, the family itself doesn't realize that this mother is the person who makes the family work. So whenever this mother is sick or she can't get out of bed, the family stops working. Okay, it's that type of person. Say in the mother, it's an analogy. Most queens represent a motherly figure or a maternal energy. Okay, so even if it's a man, this is the type of partner that you will be focusing on and with whom you will be analyzing your relationship. Here's the thing: it's a very tight a very tight reading, all related to the same thing. So I'm gonna start here. In the help that you're going to receive, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords represents the air signs, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This is someone who is very honest and who will tell you what he or she thinks, because this is the type of person who believes it's valuable to share knowledge. That's the attitude of the air people. It's not coming from an ego place. It's coming from, well, I think this, and this is another point of view, and I think you should know it. It's more like a neutral kind of, I don't know, clinical, objective kind of point of view, that sort of thing. It comes up with the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups represents emotional stability, and it can also represent the beginning of a new relationship, romantic relationship. Okay, so this could manifest in different ways. For one, it could be that an air sign person, or someone who you see as very honest, who, by the way, they could be both your current, these two queens, they're queens, and you come up as a knight. So it could be that this partner is older than you, or you see them as, wiser, or as older. Okay, going back to this Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords could be a new love interest, okay, a new romantic interest while you're already in a couple, or it could be someone who tells you what she thinks or he thinks, saying, listen, I don't think this situation with this person is healthy. Okay, you need to reevaluate your emotional stability. Now, why do I say this? Because you have in the position of things you cannot change the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, the pages are messengers, and the element of the coins. So it is your element. So I think you're going to receive messages. You're going to find out certain things that perhaps have this partner has been doing that you didn't know about. Okay, it could be about resources, it could be about money. Now, here's the thing. It comes up in the challenge, in the outcome position. You have the Devil card, and the Devil talks about relationships and situations that are toxic, that are not good for us. We can see here these two persons are chained. Okay, so maybe this relationship is a very, it's based on sex. So there's a really strong attraction, and you might feel like it's your soulmate, but he or she is really not. And this person tells you, listen, this is not healthy. This person talks with you about your emotional stability, your fulfillment. It could be there is some kind of economical dependence. Like you're not, excuse me, you're not independent in terms of money. Okay, you don't have your own resources to manage. So that could turn the relationship toxic. So if you are perhaps dependent on your partner, economically dependent on your partner, perhaps 2016 is the year to see if you can end that, if you can be on your own, so it won't poison the relationship. If it comes up, this Queen of Swords, as someone who is a romantic interest, it will really make you question your current relationship with this Queen of Wands, and it could be that even this Queen of Swords is the one telling you the messages about whatever your partner is doing that you might not know. Okay, these are the coin is most significantly talks about money, plain and simple. But I always see it as resources, because it could be something else that you need. Okay, the resources could be money, could be time, it could be the help of someone, you know. So take into consideration that. Coming up with the devil, you also have the 9 of coins. So it's a love reading, but at the same time you have a lot of coins. You have, with the 9 of pentacles, a card that talks about perspective. This is someone who is very wealthy. She has a lot of abundance behind her, but she's focusing on the falcon because it's a symbol of flying up high and being able to look at the entire picture. Okay, so there's, what the tarot here is saying is that with this relationship, you're not being able to look at the entire picture. There are things you're not seeing, okay, things that you don't know about. And this person has the capacity, maybe not in a bad way, she or he's not doing it to hurt you, but she has the capacity to do things behind your back, okay? But you will find out. Somehow or another throughout the year you will find out, and it will make you question whether this relationship is really toxic or not, and what is it that you're not seeing. It could be that you find a new love interest, romantic interest, while you're still in a partnership, you're still coupled up, and you realize how different the attitudes between these two persons are. Okay, while this one might generate a toxic dependence on you, this one is much more freeing, okay, and overall much healthier. So like I said before, it's a year for you to gain perspective in terms of your relationships. It could be that it talks about friendships. Sometimes our soulmates are our friendships. It does seem more inclined to love relationships, romantic relationships, but again, it's a general reading. Like I said, a year to gain perspective, to really analyze your relationships to see if they're toxic or not, or what could poison a relationship, like an economical dependence, like I said, and really work on that. Okay, to it's basically like a year to get healthier in terms of relationships. So I hope, Taurus, that this is helpful. I want to thank everyone who watches and likes and comments my videos. Thank you for spending your time with me. And once again, I wish you a happy 2016, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.